Hey guys, so today we're talking about things we've learned in this class. My name's Simon Rebello. This is Communications 107, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. One of the biggest things I've learned with the keyword outlines is how much it helps you organize your speech. You know, in high school, a lot of the time you would give a speech and you'd put bullet points of what you're talking about, and your teacher would say, "Don't just read the bullet points off the screen," even though that's what you end up doing most of the time. So the keyword outlines have really helped me organize my thoughts just in words that I can remember and be able to give a good speech and do a lot of the talking, you know, reacting to what my audience is saying instead of just word for word trying to read what's on the screen. I kind of think of it as, a lot like a TED talk where you don't see the bullet points of what they're talking about on the screen. A lot of it is just talking and where they just show you pictures like and stuff. And so that's kind of what I wanted my speech to look like. Um, One other thing I learned is the use of visual aids has really helped. I actually remember I was giving my heroine speech for the first speech of the semester, and one of my audience members was like, "There's some stuff I don't remember, but I really do remember you talking about the how they administer Narcan, which is a graphic I showed showing how they do that." She's like, "So I remember that and how to do that if I ever had to." Um, One thing I've learned about physical delivery is how the whole use of moving around and looking really comfortable has really helped improve delivering the message. I've had I gave a speech and I feel like I look back and I look really nervous, especially during this last persuasive speech. I looked really nervous the whole time for some reason. And so I really feel like that affected the way I gave my speech. And I even felt that after some audience feedback talking to them afterward. One thing I learned about verbal delivery is really that, especially for the persuasive speech, you're using your voice to persuade the audience. So if you sound persuasive, like if you sound persuasive and it'll help your audience remember what you talked about. Like that happened with me with my past persuasive speech about umpiring. It really helped my audience remember what I was talking about because I was trying to persuade them to using points. And those are points I even talked with my audience members about afterwards, so they remembered those. Um, One thing I actually has helped me surprisingly, or not really surprisingly, has been the use of. I know we have a lot of assignments where we will post something on Blackboard in our discussion board, and we will review or like do peer reviews, and that's actually helped me a lot in communicating with others, especially like in writing form. It's like it might seem like writing half a page is a lot, but I know we've been told to use maybe some outside source we read or from the textbook to further the discussion. I actually remember, which really helped me, was we were doing it was a Blackboard assignment about what do you think the most important part of a speech or something to that effect was, and I remember I went out and watched a video about like important elements of the speech, and one was like pitch and tone and how you deliver your speech and how you order your and organize your speech, and I used that in replying to someone's discussion, their response to the question. So I feel like that really helped further the discussion. There's two things I really felt needed improvement. One, my physical delivery of the speech. I didn't move around a whole lot. I kind of stood in one place, and I feel like that makes me look a lot more nervous and looks uncomfortable. And one being the verbal delivery. And at times, I've said this in my speech reflections, I sound really nervous. And so I think I just need to relax and like get more comfortable with moving around and sounding confident because sometimes I'll stumble or stutter over my words or forget what I need to say next, and that's something I really feel like needs improvement still. So those are the kind of things I've learned, and that's really what I got for you. Yeah, thanks.